Guys, Brian back here with another Agix update. Alright, we talked about pulling back to this trend line before last video we did here. If we zoom in here on the daily, we ended up pulling back exactly to that. I don't know, it was 2 or 3 days ago I did the video. I said don't be surprised if we pull back to this level, the breakout level. Like I said, you know, whenever you have a breakout, you always come back to retest that area. Alright, if we go out on the 4 hour here, you can see we never, just like on the bigger move that we've been talking about for months now, this thing broke out. Okay, now it's come back and closed that breakout. It came back and retested this now as support, this whole area through here. You can see through here this was all resistance, breakout, back test. Now it's the resistance turned into support. We had a flip of resistance into support now. So we're riding this trend line right now. Okay, simply put, you break the trend line, it's a break a trend. All right, this trend line breaks, this thing's going to go down further, obviously. Right, what I am looking at here, this looks like a 5 wave up in here. Right, I don't think this thing is done yet. I think it has one more push before it has maybe an ABC correction before continuing on here, but it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now if we take and put a trend-based Fibonacci on this and see what kind of extension that would give us, let's put one on here and find out. All right, you'd have your one wave, your top to your one wave, and a retrace. All right, oops, I apologize, let me refigure this here. You have our bottom to the top to the retrace. There we go. Okay, that would be it right there. All right, so you'd be looking up at 36 to 36.5 cents, somewhere like that, if this is a 5 wave up. All right, so that's what I've been keeping my eye on here. Any invalidation, to simply put it, if this thing broke down below 25.5 cents, and we're at 26.6 now, if it goes down below 25.5, that invalidates this whole thing. That would be that wave 1 right here. Your wave 1 would be right in here. Okay, so that would invalidate that, and the whole thing would be a scratch. So I'm expecting this to hold this trend line. The 4 hour RSI has just flipped over there. It's actually bearish right now. It had a bearish flip over there on the 4 hour. All right, the 1 hour, that could be why that 1 hour is correcting. Okay, now simply, if this thing would break, let's see, you know, if it would break 26, you know, if it breaks below 26.3, then it's broken this trend line. All right, so that's a good way to keep an eye on this thing, because it's getting awful close to that line again. I honestly think it's going to hold. Let's go through the rest of these time frames. The 12 hour is coming down. All right, still coming down on the stochastic. On the regular RSI down there, you can see it's not a straight down here. Okay, so this thing could be curving. This market, I don't know, I wish it was that easy. If the RSI was coming down, the price was coming down, but these things can flip up and down so fast, you know, unless they're very oversold, like up in here. You know, that's very oversold on the 12 hour. The daily, I'm going to leave that a little bit bigger so we can see these RSIs. You can see that we're overextended on the daily here. The weekly is the one that gets me excited right there. Okay, this that weekly, it has only been this low 2 other times since this coin is launched, and both the other times, you know, that it got this low. Let's see what kind of increases we've had. All right, that might not look like a whole lot, but believe it or not, this one in here, you know, if you take it from the low to that first top, ended up being 240%. And if you take it to the second top, 340%. So a 3x, you know. And if you come out here, this move right here on the weekly ended up being 143%. So we have 143, and we had, what was it? Let me redo that one again. I'm going to make sure this is right. 140 and, I don't know, 250, say. Let's zoom in here a little bit more and get a better measurement on that. from the bottom right there to the top, 280%. All right, so even if we got, call it the low one, call it 140% pump from here. Okay, just let's just take that once and get a see where that would take us. 140% on the weekly. Okay, that would take us up to 54 cents. So I think everybody would be pretty happy with that. Right, would that line up with anything like for a fib? That's what we're watching for. We're watching for a retrace here. We have to have a retrace come in here sometime. I know I've been talking about this a lot. All right, so number one, let's see what 140% would get us here. We just did that. So 140% would put us up around the 53 area. Okay, 53 cent area, which would put us back into the retracement levels. The reason I talk about these so much, let me show you something in Bitcoin. Okay, this is on the weekly. I'm going to go back to the 2017 bull run right down here. Right, there's already a fib on it. We got a retrace to the 702 before we finished out the rest of the bear market, and then we had a run in 21. So never realized that rhymed. Kind of stupid. I'm sorry I haven't said it. But we had our fall, we had our bottom through here, we had our retrace up to that 702, rollover, consolidation here, and then into the bull market. So that's why I keep talking about this retrace. Nothing has come in yet. This thing just has not done a retrace at all. So, even over here, when we had this big fall here, eventually we got this big run up in this new all-time high, just barely. It was almost just like a double top there, and then we've had this massive fall. So, but waiting for a retrace to come in here, especially on this weekly. So, no, it hasn't run long enough to have a monthly yet. You can see that's all the more data that's in there. But the 4 hour, it's good. 4 hours at the bottom, the 8 hour is near the bottom, the 12 hour is coming down, and the daily is at the top, and the weekly is at the bottom. So kind of a mixed bag there. All right, but we're looking to hold trend. Like I said, any breakdown below was that 26. Zoom right in here. I'm going to get you any breakdown below 26 cents is going to break us out of trend. All right, to invalidate anything below 25.5 cents would take out this 5 wave up. So easy to keep an eye on, guys. We break below 25.5 cents, this thing's going lower. We hold above that and we hold trend, this thing's going higher. So very simple way to put it. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you real soon.